everybody. We are here on March 31, 2022 in Salsomaggiore terme at the World Bridge Teams Championship. And today we are going to talk a little with David Bakhshi. Hi, how are you?
Very good, thank you.
Okay, David Bakhshi is from England. She is playing for England in the open category. So, David, can you make a little introduction or introduce yourself to our audience?
Of course. So, I'm David. I am 47. I live in London with my wife Heather and my 17-year-old daughter Jasmine. And I was born in London and have lived in London all my life.
Okay. And you're a bridge professional?
Yes, I'm very lucky to have bridge as a part of my life pretty much every day.
Okay, thank you. At what age did you start to play bridge? And did your parents play it?
So it was really kind of a matter of luck that I started to learn to play. But my parents never played. They knew nothing about the game at all. But I had a maths teacher, his name was Ian Johns. He introduced me to the game when I was 14, 15. And from the moment that he showed me how it worked, I was completely hooked. I mean, it's just the most amazing game ever. And I just love to play. I started playing. I used to go to the Young Chelsea, which was the biggest bridge club in London. I used to go there 2-3 nights a week, and I played there. I met a lot of people who were very helpful, very supportive. I hadn't seen someone my age for a while. And from there, I got involved in the English junior scene and haven't really looked back since.
Okay, okay, very nice. Do you live from bridge?
Yeah. I mean,
100%?
100%. Everything about my life revolves around bridge. My whole working life, I mean, basically since leaving university, I've been a professional player and teacher. And everyone in my family now plays. So my wife plays, my daughter plays, and my stepson as well.
Your wife plays and teaches too?
Yeah, she actually works for the English Bridge Union now, but she does play, and she's played for the English ladies team. So okay. Yeah, it's great. Okay,
and I want to know if it's getting more and more difficult to be a bridge professional in England.
Yeah, it's interesting. I would say compared to when I started, I would say it's probably easier to become a professional. There are probably more people now making a living from bridge, but I think it's much harder to become a successful professional. It's just so much more competitive than it was. So many more people playing at such a high level and also teaching at a high level. So I think it's harder to be very successful, but it's easier to get into.
So bridge is growing in England?
Yeah, I think so, especially on a certain...
With young people?
Yeah, I think especially on a social level. Certainly for most of the teaching that
on the social level.
Yeah.
Wonderful, but always from the social, it's a step for the profession. Perhaps.
Yeah, yeah.
Now you start in the social and you can go to a professional.
Yeah,
okay?
I think so. I mean, most of the teaching that I've done for like 20 years has started at the social level, started for beginners completely from scratch. And a lot of them go on to play in tournaments, but a lot of them just carry on just playing with friends. So it's good. I'm not sure if the tournament scene is growing as much as we would like, but certainly I think the number of people being exposed to bridge and playing bridge, I think, is increasing.
Okay. If you were approached by a young David Bakhshi, what would be your advice to him?
I think really just to try and experience.
You don't regret anything? You think that the path was perfect, or?
No, not perfect at all. But I think it'd really be just to try and experience everything and really enjoy it and live it in the present. Because I think I have a tendency to either look back at what could have been different, or to think too much, too far ahead, too soon.
But something you can say to this young David Bakhshi.
Yeah, well,
you can say do it the same way because it's okay.
No, I think really just just being present, just really kind of making sure that you enjoy everything.
Okay.
At
don't
the time.
think in the future. Don't think in the past. Be present here and enjoy bridge now.
Yeah, and just certainly when you're playing competitively, to always make sure that you maintain your full focus at that time, and not letting your mind drift to what could have been or should be.
Okay, okay, that's for life, not
Yeah,
only
I
for
think so.
bridge. Okay, you use it in your life like that?
I try to.
Oh, I will please take some advice from you. Well, do you wanted to quit in certain moment? You decided, no, perhaps it's better to go another way?
I, I, no, I never really wanted to quit. I think one of my greatest strengths is my competitive spirit, and I've always been very driven to try and be the best that I can.
Bridge is perfect for
yeah,
that.
it is.
Bridge is perfect for that. I don't know,
It is,
but
yeah.
I think bridge is the best for that.
Yeah, it's the best in so many ways.
Yes. As a young player, did you have heroes when you were growing in bridge, and you have heroes now different from your heroes from the past?
Very much so. I would say that growing up in England, the best player in my lifetime is Tony Forrester, and I was fortunate. I was played on teams with him. I played with him as a partner and learned a lot from him. So he was a hero. I would say internationally, it's impossible not to have Jeff Mextroth, Eric Rodwell as heroes. Later, as I played, I was fortunate. I played with Michael Seaman. He was a hero in many ways, and he had like such an amazing personality, and was a bridge genius.
That's something that bridge has.
Yeah.
Extraordinary personalities.
Absolutely.
And people incredible to know, to
Yeah,
meet.
and I think nowadays I would say that the most similar person to that is Joe Grew. I think he's very similar in that he's another genius who has such a great personality and just makes the game enjoyable for everyone. So his partner, his opponents, it's impossible not to have a good time when you play against him.
Okay. How would you define your game? Are you aggressive? Are you passive? You prefer bidding? You prefer card play? A little about what.
But I would say that I'm quite aggressive. I like the flair side of the game, so I very much look up to the flair players, and so I try to have that side to the way that I play. I think probably one of my strengths is bidding, especially. I have a good memory for bidding agreements and bidding systems, and so
That's important.
yeah, I can be very flexible, and most people I play
But
with.
I think that the bidding makes you think a lot. Card play is more, a little more automatic. Can it be?
Yeah, Well, I mean, I think with the bidding, I feel lucky because I'm able to just adapt to whatever my partners want to play. But I love the card play side as well. I mean, there's nothing as satisfying as a defense when it goes well, just the pure partnership aspect. But also declarer play. I mean, it's just like you watch some great declarers, and they're like magicians the way they just make tricks out of nowhere. So every aspect of the game has its interest and its challenges. I'm not sure that any of them is my greatest strength, but I certainly see. I try
But
to.
it's what you like.
Yeah.
No.
I like every part of it.
Okay. And do you express your creativity in another way, like sports, music, hobbies, something?
I've always really loved music. I played as a child, and now I love to listen to music, and that's something I share with my daughter Jasmine as well. But my recent years, my main interest has been running, so I really like to run.
That's why you are so fit. You run every day?
I run most days. I have a great friend in London. We run along the Thames, run about 50 kilometres a week. And then now recently in tournaments, I've been running with John Kroniak.
With John?
Yeah, he's a very keen runner too.
He's incredible.
Yeah, he is. He's great. So I really enjoy that. And
English and an American.
Yeah. It's
wonderful.
Yeah, it's great fun.
That's bridge.
Yeah.
A bridge.
Yeah, it's truly international.
Yes. Okay, and what lessons does bridge bring to your life? What do you can say that was useful in your daily life? What did you learn from bridge that is useful?
I would say learning how to interact with people of all ages from all different backgrounds.
So you develop a social.
Yeah, the social side. And really just developing respect for other people and learning how to.
And you are punctual because you are right here just at time. Yes,
I try to
perfect.
be, yeah.
No, that's something that bridge brings you to,
Yeah.
no?
Yeah, well, bridge is such.
You can't arrive late to the table.
No, and bridge has so many kind of logical aspects to the game. So being able to apply that to many things in life is very helpful too.
Okay. And how many countries did you visit? And when you go to a country to play a championship, do you take some days for sightseeing?
Yeah, well, I've visited many countries, mostly Europe, North America, the Far East, a few countries.
You don't go to the nationals in America?
Yeah, I try to go to all the nationals if I can.
Okay.
So I've traveled a lot, but certainly when I was younger, I didn't really see anything other than the hotel and the playing area. Now I've tried to, as I get older, I try to appreciate places more, and especially with the running, I now make sure I try and see. So like this week, I've already tried running various different routes just to get a different idea of where we are.
Of course. Well, now I want to talk about your daughter and your son, about Jasmine and Liam. I know that both play bridge, but I want to know who taught them and how are they developing bridge in their lives, and if you think they are going to be professionals in the future.
Well, they couldn't really avoid learning. They were just surrounded by bridge. Liam started first, and he was very keen.
How old is he?
He's 22 now.
Ah, he's 22, because Jasmine must be 15.
Yeah, she's 17, yeah.
17 now? Oh,
Yeah.
the pandemic took
Yeah.
2 years of my life.
But yeah, so he started first of all. But then by the time that Jasmine was about 9, we really needed a fourth. So she had to start playing with us as well. And they both love to play. And I'm not sure if they'll do anything professionally. Liam's much more interested in politics.
Okay.
But he still plays a lot.
But bridge will help in his career
Yeah.
too if he's a politician.
Yeah, it will definitely. Jasmine still likes to play a lot, and I'm very proud of her. I mean, she's done great things already.
Yeah,
and
she's doing great.
yeah,
Very
I mean,
good.
yeah, and I mean, it was amazing that she was given the Joan Gerard Award at the World Youth Championship. So I hope that she'll carry on playing as well. But I don't think either of them will
You
play
must be
professionally.
very proud of them.
Yeah, very proud.
That's good. Okay, and the last question. The main advice you would give to our bridge youth?
Sure. Well, I'd say 2 things really. One is just from a kind of behavioural point of view, is just to always try and treat everyone the way you'd want to be treated yourself. So try and treat your opponents, your partner in that way. And the other thing is, if you have opportunities, if you have good players around you, never be afraid to ask them for advice, because my experience is that top players are always very keen to help young players. So just make sure that you try and get as much help, as much advice as you can, and just play as much as you can.
Okay. Well, this is all from David Bakhshi for today. Thank you, David. It was a lovely conversation.
Thank you, Anna.
And the best for you.
Thank you.
And your family.
Thank you.